Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week and weekend. Sorry I missed you the last few days. Been sick, like a mini COVID or something. I don't think I had a recap since Friday, or no, let's see. Was that 4th of July? Wow. I don't know if I had a recap this week at all. So Thursday I recapped. Yeah, low volume, summertime. I didn't trade on Monday. Well, I took one trade on Monday that I'm actually kind of proud of. Not with a small account. That's why I didn't recap that day. I wasn't too sick that day, but I was too sick yesterday. And yesterday, I don't know if I traded. No, yeah, I did do a trade yesterday also. Shoot, just one trade. It was a red one. Yesterday was ugly. It's been ugly. What is it? It's this day. It's this day. Yeah. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. Just low volume summer trading. I took a retracement trade somewhere that day. Was it here? This was a nice day. Nicer than we've been having. I can't remember what it was. I'm not gonna go back. There had a nice retracement trade. Proud of myself for taking it. It was out of my comfort zone. You gotta be pushing your comfort levels. And you can't really do that without trading with real money. You just want to trade with a small enough size so you can actually do it without being so uncomfortable that you give in to your emotions and, make decisions based on that. They're there, but you just can't make decisions based on that. I just found a good YouTube channel, actually. I shared it on the Discord. Awesome. It goes into turtle trading and that whole book, and it's like right on point with what I align with. Anyways, today is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. I think I did take one trade on small cash today, which is a red trade. Of course, kept it small. Today actually, and maybe yesterday, I decided to scale and just start with one contract and then do another. And I was doing that before and I liked it, and I don't know why I stopped. It's easier to just go all in, do full size, and maybe that's why I just kind of got lazy and started doing that again. But I liked it better when I would just scale in, and yeah, kind of pyramid in a way, pyramiding in and out. Because I know I scale out, but scaling in is pretty nice. Because that first initial one, I like to take risky entries, risky entries, meaning just in my head it's risky. It's actually safe entry because it's got the best risk to reward. It just feels wrong. But taking those with a small amount, and then if it goes against you, you're not going to lose much. And then if it starts to confirm more and more, you can add to it. Anyways, today's price action was a little better than yesterday's, at least. Yesterday and this week has been pretty serious liquidity being built. Today's range, let's see, 623 to 626, almost 627, so almost 4 points, 3 points. The 30-minute, here's Eric at Spy Day Trading, link for his Discord's in the description. Here's a 30-minute. We're just kind of up here in all-time high land. Kind of bouncing on the 5-day, actually. I guess we did that this week. Monday kind of made this inverse head and shoulder with the 5-day, but just grinded here on Tuesday. And then there was the move. It was extended hours, after hours, which oftentimes happens. SPY moves way more after hours than during market hours. There's a crazy stat if you look it up over the last 100 years or however long, how much it's moved during the day and how much it's moved after hours. It's hilarious. Anyways, so there was the move from the inverse head and shoulders, gapped up, and then today we had this kind of grind up, pushing past 5-day. I wasn't available a whole lot today. I've been sick the past few days, and then today I had to do some other work, and I was like, man, this sucks. So, showed up late, but I did have a trade today on the small account and the big account. Where did I show up? It was here somewhere. Let me see where I did my trade today. That'll help. So yeah, I did one contract at 10:14. I got puts, so I was early, trying to catch ahead, trying to get that risky entry. There wasn't structure, which was part of my problem here. So it was resisting this gold, which I had right here. Didn't even make a little mini head and shoulders until up here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Anyways, it had broken the white, so I could have gone long on the white, but I thought I'm gonna just stick with the trend and go try and find a short. So went short a little early there, only got one, closed out. I held it quite a while. Yeah, I held it till the very top and then I sold it. I did, I literally sold it here. Where was my stop on it? That's, see, I didn't have this green line, and then yeah, I didn't have a great stop on that. Should have stopped right away, but that's hindsight. So not to say this is bad. Like, I should have stopped right away. I should not be holding through all of this. Even though this is a small range, my risk to reward there is awful because this is my take profit on gold. Maybe low a day, maybe green, maybe white, but one contract, this is going to be my take profit, so I should not be holding through that. So should have considered that, actually. Yeah, I don't know why I held that so long. I typically do. Oh, you know what it is? Because it's just one contract. That's the problem with trading small size. It just gets in my head, like, I just feel like I have to hold. It's bad. Yeah, it didn't move a whole lot, honestly. 27 cents, 21. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's probably like 20%. One contract though, and I was looking to average in and then just went away, and so yeah. Anyways, what did I do? 1024. I bought a put. Oh yeah, this is the one I'm talking about that I held, not that one. So then I still had enough buying power to buy another contract, and so I did on this candle. So it made the head. It didn't complete the cup, so lacked continuation of the upside. That's what I'm seeing. Broke this purple. I mean, I'm a little late on it for sure. A lot late. But I wasn't too sure if this was a cup completed yet, so this was a little risky for me. And sure enough, it still was just in this wedge, and it was just trying to build liquidity to go up. Not to say you can't trade in the wedge, but yeah, I was a little late on it, so I'm basically in the middle of it. And I only have one candle to take profit. And I didn't take profit because, again, it was one contract. This is the one that was kind of lame. I went from a tiny bit red to a little bit green, and I let it go because I was wanting a little bit more. And this is why you take profit before your profit. You take profit before your take profit, if that makes any sense. My take profit's a gold. I just kind of was like, I want a little bit more. And I actually put a limit order because I saw it hit here, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put a limit order. And I did, and then it ran away from me, and I don't think I closed it till up here, till it was probably red. And even on my charts aligned up with Emperor's today too, somewhat, at least in the morning. And I think his magenta was pretty close to where mine was. So I was kind of waiting for that. I was hoping for it. Of course, I'm thinking it's going to keep going down. But anyways, yeah, where did I close that thing at? 10:30. Yeah, I just held. I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's going to come up and retest this again. I'm still thinking it's coming down. I'm not thinking this is a cup and a handle. So yeah, I closed it there. So that was more of a hard stop, just because it broke back into that gold. And this, of course, looks smarter than this one. If this just reversed right then, made a head, and came all the way down here. Yeah. Could have gone long here. I don't know if I did on the big account. I'm not really going to review that. I was like just kind of trying to chill after that. 2 red trades, I'm pretty much done. At least I'm trying to be. Like, just slow way down. 332. Yeah, then I got called away. I think even on the big account, I didn't take any trades. Yeah, I left like right here. I did. Came to the new high. So then if I stuck around, I've been waiting for liquidity like this to be built with the green and potentially the white, and it didn't happen until up here. I mean, you have like little inverse head and shoulders and little liquidity being built, but the bigger move is right here. This is like a beautiful inverse head and shoulder, of course, in hindsight, but your head and your shoulder, and then the little mini head and shoulder that we get. Or it could be a cup and handle, however you want to look at it. Eric calls it an inverse head and shoulder with a micro head and shoulder. Micro nested, or no, he calls it nested. I call it mini, whatever, or cup and handle. So yeah, that's kind of, even though it didn't really hold perfectly here, but it did reject it. Rejection of this liquidity right here too, that would have been such a nice entry right there. Rejection on that one. Or of course you could have entered on a retest like here. Another little rejection here if you see that, this liquidity, and it comes down and rejects that right there. And then your stop is basically right there. If it just goes back in there and grabs it. So lots of different entries here. The market, especially midday, gives you usually tons of different entries. You never have to like chase. I mean, if you do, then you just find to miss some. I mean, sometimes if there's news or something, it's gonna rip, but then you can wait for a retracement. But if it's just like this, there's always tons of opportunities to keep getting into it. But I wasn't around for this. I didn't get back till later. Let's see, 3:30, 3:32. Yeah, not quite on this one. 3:32. I got puts right here. Okay, so I saw that it was starting to respect. It's kind of for retracing back to VWAP for end of day. A little early on it, so it did complete this inverse cup right here. There was liquidity here that it grabbed, so potentially for a handle. And basically my stop is the green, and that's where I'd go long also. So it started grinding down this, and I put this white channel in here, and that's when I was like, should have got in here, but I didn't, and then it came down, and then I'm like, all right, well, it's still completing inverse cup, so that's good. I'm like, I'm gonna take it on a retest. So I did. I got it. Let's see. I thought I got on that one. I got on 32. Oh, I got on that retest. And then, of course, it just decided to break it, and then came up here, and even broke out of that one. Where did I close this? Next minute. So it's 2 small losses. That's another thing that's nice about just single contracts. Just such small losses. Just still have to stick to your rules of cutting quickly, like sticking to where your stop is. Not necessarily quickly if your stop's a long ways away, but if it's a long ways away, your take profit's a long ways too. So I don't like to take trades where my stop is super far away. And this strategy really benefits and caters to that. That's the point of this, is that you can be very precise on your stops. As you master it, of course. I'm not there at all, but that's the reason for this. So yeah, this is my stop. I stopped right there. So 21 cents to 18 cents. I'll show you guys real quick. There it is. Down 11 bucks. Those are the trades today. And then the big account though. I have more trades. Ooh. I kind of got a little gambly, unfortunately. Not gambly, just I don't know. I want to say gambly. What was it? Yeah, I guess a bit. There wasn't great structure, and that's why I call it gambly. So I'm not sure if I'm bearish or bullish. It's kind of just in a wedge, this gold and this green. Of course, it does make an inverse head and shoulder right here, but we do have this inverse cup and handle. So it's, again, Bob's your uncle on which way it's going to go. It's in a wedge. That's what it is. You get signs for both ways. So when it came up here, I think I started with puts. Yeah, I started with puts on this big rejection candle, and then it's like perfect, right on my line. I'm like, okay, great. Puts, I'll just get them at resistance, whatever. At the worst case, I'll just close them down here. You know, it's just still in a wedge or a channel. Well, I guess, yeah, I could have closed them here, but puts, and then it rallies up, and I'm like, all right, I got to close it. This candle closed above green, closed it. All those trades were just the last little bit. That's out of control. 330, closed them at 333, flipped into calls. Why? Because it broke that. Yes, and that was a false break. I think even Eric and everybody else's channels it broke too. Yeah, even theirs it broke out of there. So it happens. Sometimes they're not perfect. And sometimes they're just reaching to get stops. People stop out. So then close them back out when we came back in. And then I got puts. It's like you got to be flexible. Liquid like water. Let's see, calls. Oh, actually, I got a little profit on that one. 333 to 335. Oh, that was this one. Oh, so I got calls and broke the white. Oh, wow, I did a lot of trading right there. I forgot about that one. I haven't like fully done my review. It's kind of like I do the video as part of a review, and then I also kind of for journaling, self-reflection. So yeah, that's good to see. So I actually, okay, yeah, I did a lot of little trading. So broke white, I got calls, I took one profit and then stopped out on break even right there. And then, hey, update's done. And then I got puts. No, I got calls again. No, 33, 35, yeah, close. And I got puts, and that was at 42, stopped out at 44, small loss. Puts again, 45 to 46. Okay, yeah, these are the profitable ones, the first profitable ones. All right, check this out. This is a cool trade. So those other ones are not great, but this one was fine. Calls, little profit there. I got whipsawed here, but it wasn't like a bad whipsaw because I was disciplined on my stops. Puts, stopped out, calls, stopped out, and then puts. Finally got direction right. This is where just be patient, just see what happens, but it's hard. Sorry, Still kind of not healthy. 45. That's the one. Yep. So on this candle, so rejected. So this is basically just getting puts at resistance, and inverse cup and handle are back in play. VWAP potentially, but yeah. So if I have a little shoulder here, have a little liquidity here, you know, I can grab it and step it down. Anyways, I got it right here on this candle somewhere, through this red line, and then I sold them here at the low. Even though it broken gold, I was just selling them at the low here because this was before the 10-minute move. So 10-minute move, it's pretty much a gamble. This was kind of a strong support down here too. I'm like, potentially can make it down there, but we'll get into that in a second. Closed, I think I closed all of them, yeah. Yeah, so 175, closed the first one at 347 for 275, 348, closed them both for 4. So that one was over 100% from 345 to 348. And then the other two were close to that, 345 to 348, which is crazy in such a short amount of time. And there's a tight range too. So 345, 346 I closed one, and I think 2 on 348 candle. And then it kind of just hung out there, and I'm like, wait a minute. This one was a bit of a chase, a bit of a lotto, but you know, it wasn't. I mean, because I liked it. The problem was I actually got back in here, so oh, that's what it was. So I thought I had one more contract. I sold one more than I thought. I was planning on holding one for this move down to VWAP, and I went to sell it, and it was like, you don't have anything. I'm like, oh, whoops. So I accidentally sold one of those in there. I meant to sell 2, and I sold 3. So why not come back in with 3 more? So that's what I did at 350. So this was during the 10-minute move, which was a wick down, and then it moved back up, and then it kind of settled. What I didn't notice was that it kind of settled or wicked right on this support, which if I'd known that now, I probably wouldn't have taken it, but ended up being good. So a bit lucky, a bit fortunate. I don't know. I was in the right spot, but that'll give you an inclination on why I closed my first one so quick. So I opened it about here. Part of the reason also was on Emperor's chart, it had broken his. So his magenta had broken here. And I'm like, well, he's got room down to that blue one, which I don't even think I ever charted. I didn't see it. I just wasn't here long enough charting. But, and it was in his green. Again, I kind of showed up late in the day to catch this stuff. So that gave me a little bit more confirmation for this move down. And then these contracts, so if you imagine that one went over 100%. 350, I got 3 of them. So I closed the first one at 351, and that's the reason I closed that first one so quickly, was because this line, I'm like, oh shoot, this might bounce here. So I closed the first one right about there. I was limit ordering, I think, on the way out, pretty much completely at the ask or at the bid, depending on how quick I want to get out. That first one was hardly any profits, 260 to 285, and then it went through that line, and I was like much more confident. So I sold the next one also at 351. For 490. So that's on this is a big candle. So it just flushed down. I already had it queued up for at the bid or at the ask, I can't remember. Probably at the ask. Got me a pretty nice fill. This actually hit 710, and that's where I tried to sell this next one at. I sold the next one at 353. It hit 710. I hit it on the limit, and it didn't hit it again. So I changed it. Then it hit 570. So it would have been 200%, I think. I don't know. Is that 200% already? No. That's like another 100%. 260 to 570 was my best one there too. So yeah, it hit here, and on this candle, it hit 7 something. I tried to do it, and then I ended up selling on this one. So you also sometimes get another little bounce or move in a different direction, or more volume or volatility, or whatever you want to call it, at 55, at 355, those last 5 minutes. So kind of the last few markers. Anyways, green on the big account, small red on the little account. It's summer. Try not to blow up my account on stupid days that don't have hardly any moves. I'm gonna just keep it small and only trade my setups. Jump on our Discord. I've got some awesome books on there to help with trading and mindset. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.